Jimmy. You are selfish.
What? Why are you saying that?
I can no longer pretend that everything is fine. Change is necessary, and it's time for you to make the right decision.
What? Don't you feel ashamed?
What about you? How can you be so selfish? Don't you feel any pity for us?
What the hell are you talking about?
You're aware of the issue I've been harboring for the past 3 years. I can't keep silent any longer. It seems entirely unfair that my husband, Bob, only receives half of your father's assets. Splitting everything equally just doesn't seem justifiable.
How is it unfair? You said it yourself. Everything was shared equally. Why should Bob get more?
Because he has kids to raise, duh. We have 3 kids together, remember? Do you know how expensive it is to raise kids today? You were unmarried and childless, so you are probably clueless.
I know it is very expensive to take care of kids. I also know that my dad set up a trust for your kids before he died. He told me all about it. You and Bob literally spent weeks in his house pressuring him to set up the trust. He did it out of love, but he didn't like the fact that you were so demanding.
If he did it out of love, he would not have told you. But that doesn't matter. We want the house.
What house?
The house is in the suburbs. It's a big house. And a single man like you doesn't need it.
You mean the family mansion?
Yes. I need you to transfer the ownership of that house to us. We need it. Your dad should have given it to my husband rather than you. He made a mistake. So it's time for you to correct it.
What? It wasn't a mistake. The family house goes to the eldest son. That's our family's tradition. Besides, Bob got an apartment in the city and a winter house in the countryside. He also inherited way more cash and shares than I did. This was done to balance out the fact that I was getting the manor.
The apartment and the winter house are nothing compared to the manor. They are inadequate for raising our wonderful children. Although we are currently residing in the apartment, it feels incredibly cramped with only 6 bedrooms. Whereas the manor boasts 12 rooms. Additionally, the manor is situated in a much safer neighborhood, which is far more conducive to raising children. I've sold the winter house, and we're in the process of vacating the apartment. Once we've settled into the manor, I'll proceed with the sale of the apartment.
You aren't moving in. You can use the money you got from selling the winter house in your apartment to buy any house you want.
I already spent the money I got from selling the winter house. I also have plans for the money I get from selling the apartment.
What did you use the money for?
None of your business. So when are you going to give us the manor?
I'm never giving you the manor. You hear me?
Why are you being so difficult? Just do the right thing. Sign the house over to us and everyone will be happy.
You're being so unreasonable. Besides, why are you the one telling me this? If my brother has a problem with how our inheritance was shared, he should confront me himself. Are you sure he also has the same thoughts?
Certainly. Bob has been wanting to discuss this matter for quite some time. But he's too reserved and proud you about the manor. You are the elder brother. You need to be responsible and do right by your nephews. Your father failed his grandkids by not giving us the manor. You have a chance to make things right.
My father has done way more than enough for your kids. Saying that he failed them is mean and dishonest. But it doesn't matter. The manor is mine and it will remain mine. It will stay in the family and be passed down from one generation to the next.
Fine. It's clear you don't want to be reasonable. You are too selfish to do the right thing. But it's okay. If you won't give us the house, when we can move in? We can be roommates.
What do you mean, roommates?
There are many empty rooms in the house, Jimmy. You can move into one of the rooms and leave the rest of the house to us. Oh, you should stay in the basement. I have to live in the master bedroom. That's the only way it can work. Especially since you know how, your brother now works at the overseas branch of his company. He's in England most of the time. But when he comes home, we will need the big bedroom to ourselves. It only makes sense that, say in the masters. Eventually, you will do the right thing and give us the manor.
You must be kidding.
No, I'm going to live in the manor. Makes a lot of sense. You being there can even be an advantage. I'm basically a single parent, but with you in the house, things would be easier. You can help me with a few chores, but I would need you to live in the basement. I don't want my kids to think you are their dad.
I'm not your servant. I don't want to become roommates with you. I have no reason to help you with house chores and parenting. I have no reason to want you in my house at all.
What you want doesn't matter. We need to live in the manor and that's what is going to happen. Summer is almost over, so we will start packing immediately. That way my kids can resume school from the manor.
A few moments later.
Hey, Bob. What's going on, bro? Your wife just texted me out of the blue. She said you want the manor and asked me to give it to her? Can you believe that?
I kind of deserve it, don't I?
What?
You don't need all that room. I have 3 kids and a wife.
You must be joking, right?
No, I'm not. We do need the house. Besides, the truth is Dad wanted to give the house to us before he died. He just never got the time to speak to his lawyer.
Why would Dad want to give you the manor?
Because I asked. He was being difficult at first, but I made him see reason.
You pestered and pressured him until he told you what you wanted to hear.
He would have updated his will. But he always forgot to call the lawyer and make the changes. I wanted to contest the will right after it was read, but I decided not to. I didn't want to cause a scene.
Dad passed away 3 years ago. Don't bring him in. Why are you making a fuss right now?
Jane needs a bigger house for the kids, you know. Besides, we thought you were going to do the right thing without pressure from us. But you are clearly not that kind of smart.
Is that what you think? Fine. Believe whatever you want. But I refuse to let your wife and kids move into my house. So please make sure you let them know what I just said.
You really should consider. You don't need all that space.
It's my house, Bob. I didn't tell you what to do with your inheritance. You don't get to tell me what I do with mine. The fact that you pressured our dad to give you the other houses before he died doesn't matter. His will was clear. You get the winter house and the apartment. I get the manor. Deep down, you know, he was fair.
You're right. To be honest, he was fair. Just that Jane really needs the manor. She'd been asking for it before Dad died. She wanted Dad to go to a home for senior citizens so she could move into the manor. But Dad refused.
What? She really tried to kick our father out of his house and you supported her? What's going on, Bob? What's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me. I don't know. I'm just trying to make my family happy. You will understand if you ever loved a woman deeply.
I loved the woman once. She tried to manipulate me into doing things I didn't want to do. I had to break things off with her. I'm not asking you to divorce your wife. But you are responsible for your actions and decisions. You ain't the kind of person to ask your father to get out of his own house. At least I don't think you are.
You were right. Asking Dad to leave the manor wasn't cool. It was also wrong of me to ask you to give me the manor. It's yours by right. Even without the will, the manor was meant to go to you. I will talk to my wife. I'm sorry for what me and my wife said.
It's cool, bro. I understand that you were under pressure and not thinking straight. But don't let this happen ever again.
3 days later.
Hey, Jimmy. Funny story. I forgot the address to the manor. I need you to send it to me right away.
Huh? What do you need my address for?
To move in, duh. I'm finally done with packing up everything. Took a while to get everything together. I already called the movers and they are on their way. Fortunately, I don't know your address. It just hit me now. Silly me.
Is this some kind of a joke?
No. Come on. Send the address and stop fooling around. I used to go there all the time while your dad lived there. I always had to go there to talk some sense into him when he wasn't ready to send us some serious money. But it's been a while since I have been there. That kind of shows that you are a horrible brother-in-law because you don't send me anything. That's why I don't go to the manor anymore. Because you are kind of useless to us.
You are a real piece of work, you know that?
Don't insult me because I forgot the manor's address. I can simply ask my husband, you know. Or find out the address online or something. I'm pretty smart.
I have a different thought. I'm not sure if you're experiencing cognitive issues or if you're just not very bright. So I will make myself very clear. I never agreed to let you live here and I never will. You got that?
But you have to. Don't you understand my text? I have already called the movers. I'm trying to be polite when asking for permission. So send the address and stop this childish game.
Why is the word no so difficult for you to understand?
You can't say no because you don't have a choice. There is nothing that can stop us from getting into that manor. You can't leave us out on the streets in front of the manor. You can't be that wicked and foolish, right?
Are you out of your mind?
Anyways, I'm looking forward to being roommates with you. I'll see you at our new place after everything's all wrapped up here.
Stop this nonsense. Didn't I say I never agreed with you? I'm getting tired of saying the same thing over and over again. I told you more than once that I don't want you or your children in my house.
I'm also tired of saying the same thing. We need the house, so just leave. Stop being stubborn.
You're pushing me to the wall, Jane. Don't make me do something I will regret. If you try to get on my property illegally, I will have you arrested for trespassing. I want you to think about your kids. Do you want them to watch their mother getting arrested?
Come on, don't be so mean. Where are the kids and I going to live if you refuse to accommodate us? I already sold the apartment. Do you want to see us live on the streets?
Excuse me. You sold the apartment already?
Yeah. I told you I was going to sell the apartment. Don't act shocked. I told you my plan. Sell the apartment and move in with you.
You're the one who was being stubborn. I told you and your husband that I don't want you here. Your husband promised to speak to you. Didn't he do that?
I just didn't tell him that I am going on with my plan.
Wait, you didn't inform your husband that you've already sold his apartment?
So what? That apartment is jointly owned by both him and me. I can do whatever I want. Besides, what he doesn't know can hurt him.
It's going to hurt him for sure. Seeing his kids stranded and homeless is sure to hurt him. But it probably won't come to that. You have enough money from selling the apartment to rent a place.
What I do with my money is none of your business. Besides, the money's gone. I use it to pay off a loan.
What loan?
Again, none of your business. Send the address already. And when we get there, you better open up.
Are you crazy? I'm not giving you the address to my house. Stop asking.
Fine. Have it your way. I'll get the address by other means and find my way there. Please have dinner ready by the time I get there. Me and the kids would be very hungry.
Well, that would be difficult as I am not at the manor right now.
Well, then get there. Must I tell you every detail of what you need to do? Use some initiative.
I'm out of town.
Fine. We will buy a fast food. Did you leave the key under the mat or something? And when would you be back? We would need your help to unpack.
Arguing with you is pointless. The manor is wide open. You can walk right in. I don't think you'd be able to live there, though.
Leaving a valuable house like that wide open is very irresponsible. You really should do better. That's why you should give the manor to us. We would take better care of the house than you can. And what do you mean by we won't be able to leave there? Don't tell me you were trying to stop us again.
The house is currently undergoing extensive renovation. I'm dedicated to preserving the facade and the original character of the building. Furthermore, I'm repairing, replacing, and repainting any part of the house that requires attention. This project has involved tearing down some walls and the addition of a backside pool. The entire compound is also contracted for landscaping improvements. Moreover, the roof has been completely removed. I anticipate that after 3 years of continuous work, we should be able to complete this ambitious project.
What? 3 years? Why don't you ask for my permission before starting the Reno revision?
Are you listening to what you're saying? Because it's my house and what I do with it is none of your business. You can go there, but make sure to bring your camp tent.
Is this funny to you?
Absolutely hilarious. I have a wide grin on my face right now.
I will tell my husband about this.
Do it. I will also tell him about the fun.
Wait, what?
Who is Tommy?
What? I don't know.
Tommy Reynolds rings a bell.
No. What are you talking about?
Okay, cool. I would just send this report to your husband.
What report?
The report my private investigator sent to me. He sent it to me a few minutes ago, just as I was texting you. He did a thorough investigation. He even had pictures and account details.
What investigation? What reports? What the hell are you talking about?
I told my private investigator to do an investigation on you. After talking to my brother, I got the sense that you are quite manipulative. Decided to look into you a bit further. Should have done that a while ago.
Please tell me you haven't sent the report to my husband. It would end our marriage.
So you do know who Tommy Reynolds is? I thought as much, seeing as my private investigator sent pictures of both of you kissing before entering a hotel room together. You've also been sending a lot of money to him. Most of which came from my brother. That's why you sold the apartment, right? You wanted to send more money to your lover, right?
So you know the truth. Please don't tell your brother. It will hurt him. Think about the kids for once, be a good uncle to them.
And I am thinking about the kids. That's why I'm going to tell my brother to do a DNA test and make sure they're his.
Why wouldn't they be his? He is my husband.
My report says that you and Tommy Reynolds have been going out long before you met my brother. It also seems like my brother isn't your first husband, but your fifth. I know your game, Jane. You and Tommy are partners and you two have been doing this for a long time. You moved from one target to another, draining their resources and divorcing them. That's why you wanted the manor. So you can sell it and send the money to Tommy Reynolds. I've told my brother everything. You're busted.
My husband won't believe you. He loves me so much.
We will see about that. There are pictures, remember?
You are an evil person. You bastard. Screw you, Jimmy.
There's no point in cursing at me. Goodbye. Jane.
Wait. Have you sent the report to Bob? We can still work something out. Please tell me you haven't sent it to him.
What are you trying to do? You can't stop me.
I can give you part of the money I've gotten from him. And I can let you sleep with me. I know you stare at me when you think I'm not looking. Please, I really need Bob in my life.
Stop it. That's enough. I can't believe how low you will go. I also can't believe how low you think of me. Your game is over, Jane. Upon receiving a report, Bob was deeply devastated, and I was there to offer my support and provide solace in the best way I could. I stood by his side throughout the days, and eventually, he managed to regain his composure. In light of the situation, he insisted on a DNA test, which ultimately revealed that none of Jane's children were biologically his. As a result, he took the initiative to initiate divorce proceedings. I genuinely hope that Bob finds true love and happiness in his future endeavors. As for Jane, I took the precautionary step of hiring a private investigator to monitor her activities for a few months following the divorce. My intention was to ensure that she harbored no ill intentions towards me or my brother. The investigators' report indicated that Jane had relocated to a small apartment in the downtown area. Her physical appearance no longer held the allure it once did, and her partner in deception, Tommy, had abandoned her, leaving her and her children with nothing. Over time, the state had to intervene and assume custody of her children, as Jane proved to be unfit to care for them. Having deceived multiple men, including my brother, she had now fallen into the depths of drug addiction, working tirelessly day and night to sustain her body and satisfy her addiction.
Jones, guess what? Our wedding photos are finally ready to download. I just checked them out and they are all stunning. How are we going to pick? I got so emotional looking at them. They brought back all these memories from that day. It was like a dream come true. And you look handsome in every single shot, but that's no surprise. You always look good.
Really? They're ready? I've been dying to see them. You're so lucky you can see them right now. I'm stuck at work. I'll check them out as soon as I get a chance.
Our wedding was such a blast, don't you think? Oh, I remember everything so vividly.
It sure was. It was the happiest day of my life. Even my boss and co-worker said how beautiful the ceremony was. I think we impressed everyone. It was totally worth all the time and effort we put into it. I'm so happy everything went smoothly.
Me too, especially after all the hard work we did throughout the year to make it happen. It would have been a disaster if something went wrong. But luckily, everything was perfect and we had so much fun. The planning was stressful and exhausting, but it paid off when we saw all our loved ones having a great time with us.
And let's not forget about that crazy diet we were on. We really had to sacrifice a lot to fit into our outfits. That was the toughest part for me. I'm so glad we can finally indulge ourselves.
Wait a minute. Don't get too carried away. You can't just eat whatever you want now.
What do you mean? Why not?
We still have our honeymoon to look forward to, remember? If we pig out now, we'll gain weight and won't look good in our swimsuits. I want us to look hot in them.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. I guess we'll have to stick to this diet for a bit longer then, huh?
Well, if you're careful and eat sensibly, I think that's fine. It's all about balance.
You're right. I'll do that. But honestly, I can't live without alcohol anymore. It's been too long. I definitely want to drink as much as I want when we go on our trip. And besides, we're going overseas for the first time. I want to try all the local food and drinks there. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us.
Speaking of which, where are you taking me for our honeymoon? You did pick a place by the ocean, right?
Of course, I did. I want somewhere on the Mediterranean Sea.
A country on the Mediterranean Sea. How about Spain?
I don't know much about foreign countries, but is Spain a good place to go?
Absolutely, it has a lot of World Heritage sites and some amazing resorts. Spain is awesome. And the food, it's delicious. Surprisingly, it goes well with American palates, too, so there's not much we won't like.
Really? Then that's perfect. We'll get to taste a lot of new dishes.
Exactly, but remember, in moderation. Anyway, I really want to stay in Spain for at least a week. I think I can swing that if I time it with the holidays at work.
I think I'll have the most days off in July.
That might work out well. If it's around then, I won't have too much trouble getting some days off.
It'll probably be crowded if we go in July, but who cares? It'll still be fun.
Do you really think it'll be that crowded?
Yeah, it's probably going to be crowded in the summer. A lot of people travel during that time, especially to Spain. But it doesn't really matter for us if we book a resort.
If we book a resort, will they have tours and stuff too? I've never been abroad before, so I'd feel better if we had some guided tours arranged.
We can do that. It shouldn't be too hard. I can book our tour here at work. I'll do it later. Since I work here, I can get a discount. I don't know why I didn't think of this before.
Awesome. That's what I call teamwork. It's great that you work for a travel agency, too. It really helps in this kind of situation. Plus, you know all the tricks and tips when it comes to travel. And you can handle all the paperwork without any hassle.
Right. I'm glad I work here. A lot of people will want to go on this trip, so I have to reserve our spots as soon as possible. If I wait too long, even the hotels will be sold out.
You're right. Let's do it as soon as possible. Oh yeah. Make sure you book for 3 people, please. I'll leave all the details.
Wait. Book for 3 people? What do you mean? Isn't it just the 2 of us?
Nope. 3 people, us and 1 more.
Jones. What are you talking about? You know this is our honeymoon we're planning, right? Why would there be 3 people?
Relax. My mom said she wants to come with us. I told her it was fine.
Again? What? Your mom wants to come with us? Let me get this straight. She wants to tag along on our honeymoon?
Well, not exactly. She just hasn't been overseas before, so she thought it would be a good chance. It's perfect. Don't you think? We enjoy our honeymoon and she does her own thing. We'll just be in the same place.
Jones. I don't think that's perfect at all. There's no way we're taking her on this trip with us. Doesn't she know what a honeymoon is? It's not something she should be crashing. And why don't you know that? What makes you think bringing your mom is okay?
I mean, she asked me to take her with us, so I didn't really question it. She's my mom, after all. There's no way I can say no to her.
Why not? You should be able to say no to her in this case. You don't think it's weird to bring your parent along with you on a honeymoon vacation? Because it is?
Even if I know my mom is wrong, I can't go against her wishes. I get what you're saying. I just can't do it. How about this? Why don't you say something? You're the one who has a problem with it too. So you should tell her instead of me.
Are you kidding me? We just got married. And you want me to do that? There is no way telling her she can't come will make me look good as daughter-in-law.
See? So let's just accept it and move on. Bookings for 3, please. Besides, my mom isn't really stubborn, so I doubt she'll change her mind no matter what we say. Just hurry up and make those bookings, please. It's peak season, so everything will be gone if you don't hurry. Thanks.
Like I have a choice. Fine. I was really looking forward to this trip, too. But now, I'll have to deal with this mess. It shouldn't have to be like this.
6 months later.
Jones. We have an early flight tomorrow. How long are you going to be out? And have you packed yet? It looks like your suitcase is still in the closet.
Did you pack and get ready for the trip?
Yeah, I've got everything I need. I've been preparing for weeks.
So you're done? Great! Then you can pack my stuff, too.
What? Why do I have to pack your bags? Do it yourself. I knew you weren't ready.
I have no clue what to pack for an overseas trip. You would be doing me a favor. You're an expert at this. It won't take you long, will it?
It doesn't matter if it's overseas or domestic, you pack the same things. It's not rocket science. Just come home and pack your clothes.
Don't I need a smaller bag to carry around when I'm overseas? And what about medicine? Do I need to bring some in case I get sick or something? And clothes? How many outfits do I need?
You're overthinking it. You don't need to worry so much. The worst thing that can happen is you forget something minor. If that happens, you can just buy it from a store in Spain. Just hurry up and get home so you can get ready, and we can leave on time.
Don't say that. You don't get it because you're used to traveling, and packing is easy for you. Why don't you just help me out a little?
I did all the paperwork in booking for this trip, didn't I? The least you can do is pack your own bags. Why do you want to start a fight the day before our trip?
I didn't do anything. You're the one who's getting angry.
That's because you're making me do all the extra work for you. At this point, it would be easier for me to just go on this trip by myself. Where are you, anyway?
I'm at my family's house. I came to check on my mom.
For what? Aren't you going to see her tomorrow? You're wasting time.
She called me over. She wanted me to help her pack for the trip tomorrow.
So you have time to help your mom pack when you haven't even packed your own stuff, and then you expect me to pack your stuff?
You know, my mom isn't in good health. She can barely lift her bags. I'd feel terrible not helping her right now. Besides, I'm just going to pack whatever she tells me, so it won't take long.
Are you being a mama's boy?
No, I'm not. This is normal. Plus, I can't no to her when she asks me for help.
I know your mom can be intimidating sometimes, but you need to stand up for yourself and just stop blaming everything on her. I'm sick of this. Just get home and pack your bags. Stop doing whatever you want and make me do everything for you.
Okay. I'll be home soon. Just one thing.
What now?
Can we use the same phone charger overseas that we use here?
No, you can't use the same one overseas. The outlets are different, so it won't fit the wall.
Then how am I supposed to charge my phone?
I have an adapter. And we'll bring it with us, so don't worry about it.
Wait, what about the internet? Are you saying that I won't be able to use the internet either?
Calm down. You can use the internet there. I'm going to rent a pocket Wi-Fi, so again, don't worry about it.
Oh, that's a relief. Oh, yeah, I heard there's a lot of pickpockets overseas, too. Is that true? Would it be better for me to leave my backpack in the hotel when we walk around? Or should I just not take it at all? What should I take with me?
That was way more than one question, Jones.
I'm sorry, but when I worry about one thing, more and more come to mind. I just can't help it.
How about you put in some effort and research it yourself? If you do that, I'm sure the answers will come up.
Well, yeah, but it's easier to ask you. And my mom keeps asking questions too. You already know the answer, so just tell me.
Are you seriously blaming your mom again? Give me a break. You've done nothing at all to prepare for this trip. I've done everything. Honest to God, I'm tired of this. Do not ask me to do anything else for you for this entire trip.
All I did was ask a few simple questions. No need for you to get so upset. Please, just come down.
The next day.
Jones, where are you? Answer me already. You should have landed in Spain hours ago.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, I was too tired to text you back. Flying for 15 hours is no joke.
Don't give me that. You owe me an explanation. Why ditch me at the airport?
It wasn't my fault. You went to the bathroom right before boarding time. And you didn't come out until the plane was gone.
And you didn't think to wait for me? Or at least leave my ticket behind? Or maybe you wanted me to miss the flight on purpose.
Of course not. Why would I do that? I love you, Karen. You know that.
Do I? Because you sure don't act like it. You and your mom did something to me, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. There's no way I would get sick like that out of the blue. I always take care of myself before flying. And you want me to believe that you and your mom had nothing to do with my stomach cramps? And how could you leave your own wife behind when she was in pain?
Well, it would have been a waste of money if we missed the flight. We paid a lot for those tickets.
So that's what matters to you? Money? Not me? Not our marriage? You planned this whole thing, didn't you? You made me sick so I couldn't go with you. Admit it.
Fine. Fine. You're right. I wanted you to stay home in New York.
How could you do this to me?
Remember the coffee I made for you this morning? I put some laxatives in it, but only a little bit. My mom gave them to me. She said they were harmless.
Are you kidding me? You drugged me? You tricked me into drinking that?
I had no choice. My mom said she wanted this trip to be just for us. And that you would ruin our fun.
So you chose your mom over me? You listened to her instead of me? Your wife?
Trust me, you wouldn't have enjoyed yourself anyway. My mom would have made sure of that. She would have ignored you and made you feel lonely. It's better for you to stay home. I did you a favor by leading you there. You'll have more fun than if you came with us.
How can you say that? How can you act like you did nothing wrong? You know how much this trip means to me. How much I worked for it. How much I wanted to see Spain with you.
I know, and I'm sorry for that.
Sorry doesn't cut it, Jones. You betrayed me. You hurt me. You left me behind after all I did for this trip.
But I can't go against my mom. She's always right.
Don't blame your mom for everything. You're just as guilty as she is.
Are you still at the airport?
No, I'm home. Why would I stay there? It would only make me feel worse. Not to mention my stomach is killing me. Thanks to you. I feel like I'm dying here.
I'm sorry. Maybe I put too many laxatives in your coffee.
Do you think saying sorry will make everything okay?
When I get home, I'll buy you anything you want. Anything. Just name it. I'll bring you a lot of souvenirs, too. I'll be sure to only get the things that you like. So please don't be mad at me. I promise I'll make it up to you.
Do you think I'm some kind of idiot? There's no way I'd ever forgive you for doing this to me.
We already left, so this conversation is kind of pointless. There's nothing I can do at this point. You can go on a trip another time. I'm sure you'll have many chances. This time, just be okay with letting my mom go on a trip. She's old and doesn't come across many chances like this. What are you talking about? This whole...
What are you talking about? This whole conversation is about how I should be there with you, not who should have or should not have gone. Saying I should just be okay with letting your mom go makes no sense.
Like I said before, you would have just been in the way. If you're here, there's no way my mom would be able to enjoy herself.
So this is what it comes down to. No matter what, your mom is always going to be just that much more important to you than me, huh? You just plan to use me? From the beginning. You did everything to make sure I planned this trip and enable the two of you to go. Wow.
Look, let's just end this conversation. We're going in circles. And I don't want either of us to say something we might regret. Me and my mom are both tired from the jet lag, too. I want to sleep. We still have to board the train, get to the hotel, and unpack. I'm too tired to argue with you.
I will never forgive you for this. After what you've done. I will make sure neither of you have time on that trip.
2 hours later.
Kieran, what the heck is going on? They're saying we don't have any hotel reservations, and now they're saying the tour was cancelled too. Maybe it's a mistake. Yeah, they made a mistake, right? What should I do about this? Help! Kieran, are you there? Hello? Hello. I know you're seeing my texts. You're always looking at your phone. Answer me, we need help. I don't know what to do. Hello? Kieran. Answer me.
Oh, you are so annoyingly persistent. What do you want, Jones?
What are they talking about cancelled? What's going on? Didn't you make the reservation? We can't check into the hotel?
I know, and yes, I did make the reservation. Then I cancelled it. I cancelled everything that we had planned.
Wait. What? How? It's nighttime back home, isn't it?
The time difference doesn't matter. It could be 6 p.m. there and 12 a.m. here, and I could cancel. I contacted the hotel directly, so it doesn't matter what time it is here.
Oh, you're lying, right?
It actually took you longer than expected to get to the hotel room from the airport. Did you all stop somewhere on the way?
We didn't really understand how to navigate the terrain, so it took a lot of time. My mom kept saying that she was tired and her feet hurt, so we stopped at a cafe to rest for a bit. It was hard to ask for help at the cafe, and it took so long before we figured out where to go from there.
Well, it actually worked out. Thanks for taking so long to get to the hotel. It was a great help to me. Thanks to that, I was able to cancel everything before you arrived.
Is this your way of getting revenge for us leaving you? I don't even understand Spanish, so I have no way of conversing with the people at the front desk. What the heck should I do about this?
I guess all you can do is look for a new hotel by yourself. But good luck with that. Last time I checked, every hotel was fully booked. You might want to hurry up with that too. If you don't, your mom might start complaining and saying she's tired again.
Oh my gosh. All she's been doing is complaining this entire time.
Wow, well that's happening even though there is no one there to get in the way of you two. For someone who hasn't done anything themselves, to sit there and complain is just ridiculous. Your mom is really the worst.
If you know, then help me. Kieran, please.
Why should I have to help you? Why don't you get your head on straight and figure out what to do about it yourself? All the two of you do is leave everything to everyone else to figure it out for you. You never do anything yourselves.
Why are you suddenly being so harsh? I'll do anything. Just help already.
You'll do anything for me? There's nothing I want you to do for me, Jones. Plus, how would you do anything for me? We've already broken up. I have no need for that.
What do you mean by broken up?
Obviously, I'm telling you that I'm divorcing you. I'll prepare all the paperwork, so don't worry. I'll also be moved out before you get back, so don't worry about that either. We won't have to see each other.
Hold on a second. You're moving out? Where are you going to?
I'll just go to my family's house for now. I called my parents as soon as you left me by myself, looking like an idiot in that airport. My dad came all the way to the airport to pick me up. He was pissed and my mom was too. They said they're going to get a lawyer and everything else I need ready for this divorce. So you better prepare yourself.
Wait, so you're at your family's house right now?
Yep. I am. When I wake up in the morning, I'll be going by the house with my parents to get all of my things. I extended the time until you'd be back. So I'll make sure I get everything done slowly and carefully.
You're saying you're even preparing a lawyer, so what exactly are you planning to do?
I'm making sure you pay me back for the flight, the cancellation fee, and the reparations. I was stuck in the airport for hours because of the coffee you made me drink. I couldn't move at all. That literally is the same as you causing me incidental injury.
If that's the case, you put us in a bad position too. You canceled our reservations even though you knew. I have no experience traveling abroad. Now we don't have anywhere to stay. Maybe we'll just sleep outside. Maybe we'll get lucky and not freeze to death.
Are you serious? You do know it's not safe enough to do that, right? Would you do that here in New York? You can't go to sleep outside, but there's a chance you might be robbed, or worse. Some of your things may be gone when you wake up.
Robbed? Are you serious? I thought it was safer here.
Yeah. It might be a little safer, but the risk is just about the same as if you were back here. There are definitely worse countries you could have gone to. Nevertheless, it's still pretty dangerous there.
So I shouldn't sleep outside?
Isn't that obvious from everything I just said? It's dangerous enough just walking outside alone at night. I can't even imagine how bad it would be to sleep out there.
So I really shouldn't sleep outside then.
I have literally been saying that the whole time. How many times do you want me to repeat myself? I have a good idea. If a mugger does show up, why don't you use your mom as a shield? Your mom is pretty scary, so the guy might actually run away.
There's no way in hell I could do that.
Wow. So your mom really is useless. But I guess that's where you get it from. You're both pretty useless.
Look, I understand you're angry, I get it. It took me a while to realize, but what I did was messed up. I'm really, really sorry, Kieran. I'm sorry.
Do you think an apology is going to save you? If you want to sleep outside, please be my guest. To be honest, I could care less about what happens to you at this point. I just want my money.
Kieran, please don't say that. I'm begging you. So please just help me.
I am not nice enough to help a random person figure that out yourself. Enjoy the remaining 6 days you have in Spain. I'm so happy I could help you and your mom create this wonderful memory together. Ultimately, that fool and his mom ended up returning to the airport and spending the night there. On the second day, they managed to secure accommodation, but only in the form of subpar hotels. They reportedly endured a night in a filthy room and suffered insect bites throughout. My mother-in-law, bitten by an unfamiliar bug, had to consult a dermatologist upon returning to New York. Clueless about sightseeing, my mother-in-law remained in a perpetual bad mood, and it seems neither of them enjoyed the entire trip. Upon their return to the States, my dad went to the airport and awaited Jones's plane. The moment Jones stepped through the gate, my dad seized him by the collar, vehemently berating him while he knelt on the ground. Following that, Jones compensated me for his mother's role in the incident, settling the debt he owed for making me drink the coffee. When my lawyer threatened legal action, his mother offered $20,000 in reparations. I accepted, and we reached an out-of-court settlement. After depleting all their savings, my mother-in-law clung to Jones like a parasite, relying on him for everything. Inevitably, the two of them would experience a falling out, or Jones might choose to abandon his mother and make a run for it. Regardless of the outcome, it doesn't appear that either of them will have a bright future ahead.